If you're like me, you've probably been familiar with the Carhartt brand for a long time, but maybe you've never bought any of their products or you've just never bought the Detroit jacket and you're not familiar with it. Obviously, if you're in Canada, Carhartt's kind of hard to come by. So I'm going to go over the history briefly, and I'm also going to explain to you why it's so hard to get a good looking Carhartt Detroit jacket today. This guy Anthony Della breaks it down perfectly in the Carhartt Reddit. So, just to give a brief history, it debuted in 1954 and it was actually originally in blue denim, which is weird because nobody thinks about the Detroit jacket being in blue denim now. It's most popular probably in its brown color. I'd say it's, original Carhartt brown, or what it's called today, I think is Hamilton brown on the website. But I'll show you the first model that is the blueprint for what is popular today. So over here, you've got the 6BLJ, and you can see it's got that classic color, the classic fit. It's got the straight bottom, the sleeves are the right length, and it's not a tailored fit. It's a little bit of a looser fit, but it's something you could fit a hoodie under, and it'll keep you warm in the fall. Might keep you warm depending where you are in the winter. And overall, it's just a perfect classic jacket that was probably released for a fair price back in the day. And I'm sure since it was classic Carhartt, it had good durability, and it lasted a super long time. So after that, in 1998 came the J43, and it had a short life. It was only from 1998 to 2000. Here are three of the debut colors, with the coolest one, in my opinion, being Hunter Green. Obviously, I'll never find this in a thrift store because I live in a popular area that's also in Canada, so Carhartt wasn't widely available where I'm at. And it's a super cool jacket. It's got the same classic shape, but it had that sandstone wash to it, so had a little bit more of a worn look to it. And yeah, same basic shape, and something that I would definitely want to own, that I'm sure costs about $350 resale right now. And that's a used condition with burn holes in it. So basically something that I'll never be able to own, and something that Carhartt discontinued in 2000, which is the same year I was born. And here's definitely the most popular Carhartt jacket. This is the J97. You've seen it in Interstellar. You've seen it in Looper. You're going to see it in Reacher this year. And it came in 20 plus different colorways. Definitely couldn't name them all, but a bunch of different browns, bunch of different shades, bunch of different colors. And it's got the same classic style, same straight cut bottom with the normal sleeve length. And it's a little bit of a wider fit. Still not tailored, which is good. If you want to put a hoodie under it, and if you want to wear it in the winter, layered. So still the same classic jacket, and it was around for 19 years. So, you'd think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But obviously Carhartt had different plans. So it's 2019. Do you think everything is fine with the J97? It's a great jacket. There's been 19 years of no problems, but Carhartt decides to discontinue it. There's not really a good reason to do this. One of the things they cite is that a lot of people were ordering it in the tall size, so they're saying that maybe the jacket was too short. And then they prepared to make a new jacket. I don't know if there was a pause in between manufacturing. I wasn't aware of the Detroit jacket back then, but I'm going to get into the model that followed the J97 and the current model that exists today. It's a good jacket when it has a name that just rolls off the tongue like this. You've got the 103828 Detroit jacket from Carhartt. I'm assuming this is the new factory they've went to. I don't know what third world country this was made in, but here's the two main colorways. These are blanket lined. The blanket lining feels super thin now, but they said that it's actually softer. Well, I'm sure the blanket lining is going to be softer when it's, as thin as paper. But regardless of that, you've got the two models here. You can see it's a lot thinner cut. It almost looks tailored. The sleeves are super thin and they're too long. They almost look like noodles. So the look's way off. It just looks cheaper. The material is thinner. And we'll go into a little bit more detail in the next slide. Yeah, so here you say, I'll reiterate, you got the longer sleeves, you got that softer blanket lining that's actually just shit material, and then you've got my biggest fucking issue with this jacket, and it's the dumb ass, ugly diaper ass drop tail. I don't know why the fuck they added this. I don't know why anybody would want this in their jacket. I guess it's the argument that the last model everybody was ordering in tall, so they wanted to make sure that nobody had a problem with the length of this jacket, so they added a fucking diaper wing to the back of it. It looks awful when you wear it. It looks almost like a combination of those t-shirts that were trendy in like 2013, with the ones that have the tails on the back. It's a mix between that and a jacket, and it's just terrible. right? Nobody wants that. Why would you want a jacket that has a freaking cape on the back? It's like, just makes no sense. So the quality's worse. The sleeves are longer. It's got a worse design. It's got a diaper on the back, and it costs $15 more than the last model cost retail. I think it's 135 USD right now in Canada. I don't know what that works out to. I'm bad at math, but obviously it's stupid that a jacket that's clearly made of worse quality in a worse manufacturing plant is going to cost you 15 additional dollars, but it is what it is. So now you're in my original position. You've realized that the new Carhartt jackets suck and that the old ones are very hard to get your hands on. So what do? Do you settle? Do you go on Grail and you spend $300 on a destroyed, thrifted one that somebody probably died in and that looks like somebody might have dropped their bodily fluids onto? I wasn't really interested in that, so I went and walked my way over to the other Carhartt brand, also known as Carhartt Work in Progress. And I'm not really familiar with the history of this brand. I know it's like the streetwear version of normal Carhartt. I've heard that the durability isn't quite the same, but the style is significantly better. Now, I've never been inside a Carhartt Work in Progress store, but just based off the prices, I've made a picture of what I assume it looks like. So you walk yourself over to the Carhartt Work in Progress store and everything is looking amazing. The jacket's got a very close to original design. It's a little bit more tailored than I'd want, but still, there's no diaper on the back. It's got that straight cut look. The sleeves are the right length. The colors are good. The quality looks good. I've heard the quality's not as good as the old designs, but I'll take what I can get. It's available in some good colors: brown, black, blue. It's also available in some stonewash colors. Well, the same colors it's available in anyway. So you've got brown stonewash, black stonewash, blue stonewash. And if you keep your eye out, you can find some limited colors every once in a while. Right now, there's not any that are out at the moment, except for denim. I think in some countries there's a denim version of this. And then there's also been a forest green version in the past and some others that I can't remember the name of. But a very good looking jacket. But there's a very big flaw to me, which is the price, but we'll cover that later. So here you've got the Carhartt Work in Progress OG Winter, also known as the 1027358. So on the far left, you've got the dusty Hamilton Brown. Then you've got the normal Hamilton Brown in the middle and the black on the right. So one big difference from these and the other Detroit jackets that I've talked about is they're quilted on the inside. So they're a lot better for winter. They've got a little bit of a heavier weight to them, and they're just more insulated. They have a single zipper. The previous Carhartt Work in Progress model I showed you has two zippers, so you can open it on the top and the bottom. Some people who like streetwear like that. I don't really get it. If like I'm wearing a jacket, I'm either going to keep it open or zip it up. I don't know why I want the top and the bottom open and the middle closed. Just makes no sense to me, but you do what you want. I've also heard that the double zippers are super frustrating, that there's a lot of problems with them. So the single zippers here seem to be very reliable, no issues there. And yeah, it's just got similar dimensions to the older models. Obviously, it's a little baggier, not as short, but still straight cut on the bottom. Sleeves are the right length, and the quality is pretty good. You know, it's pretty thick. I don't think it's as durable as a classic model like the J97, but it's still got that nice look, and it looks very similar dimensional wise to the J97, with the main difference being the logo on the front. On the J97, it was that synthetic leather, and on this one, it's just a normal tag. So here's the main problem with Carhartt Work in Progress right now, and that's the pricing. So if you look at the two Detroit jackets on the left, you have the normal Carhartt Work in Progress Detroit jacket, ranges from 255 to 278 for the winter model. That's with blanket lining in it, and the 278 price is for the stonewash, 255 is for the normal colors. On the right, you have the OG winter version. It's 298 USD, and it's just, atrocious for a jacket that's not made out of high quality materials. So keep in mind, no leather, uh, and it's also not even made in the U.S. Right? It's made, I think, I don't know about the one on the left, but I know the one on the right's definitely made in Tunisia, and it doesn't have any high quality materials in it, and it just has nothing justifying the 298 USD price point that it has. So it just makes it really unattainable for the average consumer, and you just struggle to make sense of buying it at full price. So now I'm going to get into how you can get your hands on a jacket like this or a nice Detroit jacket in general. So what you're looking at here is a picture of me wearing my Carhartt Work in Progress OG Winter. in Dusty Hamilton. You're probably wondering, did you dish out the 415 Canadian slash 300 USD that this jacket costs? And the answer is fuck no. I would never do that. I went to Depop and I found a local seller, somebody in Canada. Well, not too local because they were in BC and I'm in Ontario. So, a couple provinces over. But they were willing to do 150 Canadian dollars plus shipping and taxes. It was 200. So I got, less than 50% off for a used one. And yeah, is there a couple marks on it? Maybe. Is there any holes? No. No holes, no burns, nothing like that. Jacket's in great condition, and I paid, more than 50% off what retail is for this jacket. I'm very happy with the fit. I'm 5'8". I'm wearing a large. It's a little big, but I'd rather have it big than small because I want to wear a hoodie under it most of the time, so I need it a little big anyways. And I know a lot of you aren't in Canada, so if you're in Canada, the main way you're going to want to get a Detroit jacket right now, regardless of the model, is going to be Poshmark. That's the best way to find deals on any type of clothing, really, that's secondhand right now in Canada. It's going to be Poshmark. If you're in the UK or the US, Depop and Grailed work very well. Either or, you're going to be able to find great deals on work in progress Carhartt Detroit jackets and some vintage. Vintage quality, it's complicated. There's a lot of varying qualities for the vintage, right? Some almost look dead stock and some look absolutely destroyed. So just make sure to take a long look at the pictures and to make sure what you're getting into before you buy it. And past that, the best way to get your hands on vintage Carhartts going to be local marketplaces like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Kijiji. I don't know if those are still around. Main one I use is Facebook Marketplace, and you can find a lot of decent deals on used vintage Carhartt. Now, is it still expensive? Yeah, you're probably going to have to spend 150 to 200 Canadian, but vintage Carhartt and work in progress Carhartt are going to be better than the current line, which is just, shit. Nobody wants to have a jacket with a diaper ass on it. So yeah, that's the main breakdown. I know I didn't give the best historical breakdown of how the Detroit jacket started. I would definitely take a look at that Reddit post I was talking about earlier. And if there's any questions, if there's any suggestions on what I should do a video on next, please leave it in the comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed.